Welcome everybody. My name is Lindsay and I've got a nice gentle yoga class for us today that will focus on opening up the hips and strengthening the legs and the lower body. We'll begin today in a comfortable seated position. And we'll take a moment to just feel into our body, rooting down through the sitting bones, drawing the lower belly in and lifting and lengthening through the spine. We'll draw the shoulders down the back and reach the top of the head up towards the sky. And as we are feeling into our body today, we'll just take a moment here to place the hands on the knees with the shoulders nice and drawn back and down. And we'll lower our eyes for just a moment here, giving ourselves the opportunity to feel what we are feeling today. Noticing the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Taking that nice natural breath. And we'll begin to lengthen out the breath. Drawing the inhales in deeper and fuller. Finding that expansion of the top of the chest and the drawing down of the diaphragm and the expansion of the belly on the inhale. And the exhale, we'll feel the chest draw in and the belly draw in, pushing out that last little bit of air. On the inhale, we'll fill the belly, fill the chest. And then on the exhale, lowering the chest, drawing in the belly. Breathing in and out of the nose, helping calm the nervous system. Aiming for each breath to be a little, maybe more fulfilling, slightly more expansive. And every exhale to be a little bit more complete. Taking a few rounds on your own. And feeling that sustaining breath become more natural, more rhythmic. We can keep this long, steady, slow breath as a metronome for our practice. And we'll continue to bring our awareness back to our breath throughout the practice, using this breath as a tool to help keep our mind focused. And then before we begin moving, if you would like to dedicate today's class to someone or something, I invite you to create that dedication, that intention, sankalpa. Allowing it maybe to be the first thing that pops into your mind. And as we create these sankalpas in our practice, these dedications, these intentions, aim to phrase them in a positive manner. For example, instead of something like nonviolence, I might say peace. And we'll feel that dedication, that intention throughout our body, in our mind. Again, creating more of an anchor for our practice, an anchor for our mind, but also serving as fuel for our practice, for our day, for our yogic life. And we'll place this sankalpa now in our subconscious, just allowing it to be present without being in the front of our minds, like we're almost planting a seed in a garden. And we'll blink the eyes open. And we'll take a roll of the shoulders, moving them forward, up, back, and down, rolling just a few times, warming up the shoulders, re-lengthening the spine, and finding the engagement in the lower belly. And we'll pause our shoulder roll, pulling the shoulders again, back and down, gently, softly lowering them down. We'll begin to warm up our spine by taking fast and small circles with the head, just moving the upper two vertebrae of the spine. I will take these fast and small circles in the opposite direction. Noticing how the sensation changes. From here, we'll start to slow down the circles and make them larger. Working farther down into the spine. Where sensation arises, maybe you've got a tight spot on one side that you'd like to, just breathe through. Feeling free to pause in any of the spots, allowing that muscle to soften. And fantastic. We'll finish up this last circle and we'll re-lift the head. Find that lift and lengthening through the spine and the shoulders back and down. From here, we'll take the opposite crossing in the legs. And with the hands on the knees, we'll begin to draw big circles with the chest, barrel rolls, swinging the chest around and back, imagining maybe that we're using our torso to scrape out the inside of a barrel. Again, noticing any of those spots that are like, ooh, I could spend more time there. We'll have a chance to. Okay, let's take these circles in the opposite direction. Great. Okay, last one, coming all the way back up, rolling ourselves up, stacking our spine nice and tall, rolling the shoulder blades forward, up, back, and down, re-engaging those lower abdominal muscles, top of the head reaches towards the sky. Take a nice deep inhale and lifting the arms up overhead, using that inhale. Our exhale will cactus the arms out towards the side, feeling a nice stretch across the front of the chest. Inhaling, lifting the arms up, gazing up. On the exhale, opening the arms out towards the side, using that cactus arm shape again to spread through the chest. Lowering the gaze with the elbows. We'll inhale, lift the arms up again. Nice big inhale. This time on the exhale, imagining that we're using our elbows to cut through like a soft cheese or something. There's a little bit of resistance. We're pulling down the elbows while there's a little bit of engagement in the shoulders and the chest. Nice work. Now inhale, lifting the arms back up, releasing that engagement. And we'll take this into a side body stretch, lowering the left hand down towards the left side of the hips. We'll reach up just a little bit more with the right fingertips. On our exhale, reaching over with those right fingertips over to the left side of the mat. Keeping that right sitting bone grounded down into the floor. We'll find a little bit of space in that left side of the body, and the collarbones will shine towards the wall. From there, we'll reach over with those right fingertips, not losing that space on the left side, feeling a nice bit of stretch there on the right side, feeling those ribs spread just a little bit farther. You might bring the gaze up towards the sky here. We'll use that core strength as we exhale, push through the left hand, lift both arms back up towards the sky. We'll take a nice big inhale at the top. All right, next exhale, lower the right hand down towards the right side. We'll reach up a little bit more with those left fingertips. And as we exhale, reach over with the left fingers to the right side of the room. Again, planting down that left sitting bone. Find that little bit of space on the right side. Swivel the collarbones to shine towards the wall. And then reach over with those left fingertips. Keep the breath steady and slow. Maybe bring the gaze up towards the sky if that feels all right on your neck. Great work. Drawing in through that lower abdominal muscles, push to the right hand. Use your exhale and rise both arms back up towards the sky. Taking a nice big inhale at the top. We'll exhale, twist over to the left. Place the right hand on the left knee. Right hand comes back behind the hips. We'll inhale, push to the hands, lift and lengthen the spine, growing a little taller. Twisting, maybe getting a little deeper. Using our inhales to help lengthen the spine, just growing a little taller. So avoiding rounding down in our twist. So not wanting to get more twisty without that lift and lengthening action in the spine. I'll draw the lower belly in again. As you exhale, untwist, unwind, coming back through center. Lifting the arms up nice and tall, up overhead, taking a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, twisting to the other side, placing the left hand on the right knee, right hand comes back behind the body. Using again those same actions, the lifting and lengthening on the inhale, and the exhale to twist a little deeper. Nice work. Keeping that belly drawn in, our exhale, slowly unwind, unravel, lifting the arms back up overhead. Nice big inhale, reaching the arms up. And then as we exhale, bring the hands down through heart center in prayer pose. Lowering the shoulders down here. Taking that nice big deep breath. As we exhale, lower the fingers down towards the floor, stretching into the wrists. On inhale, lift the fingers back up towards the sky. Exhale, planting the fingers towards the ground. And lifting the fingers back up. Doing this one more time. Great. We'll pause that movement, giving the shoulders a nice little roll forward, down and back. We'll open up the feet. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together into a bound angle pose. We'll walk the heels towards the sitting bones, maybe walk the sitting bones a little closer towards the heels. And we'll start here by opening up the soles of the feet and giving ourselves a little foot massage. Just warming up the feet, massaging out any tightness that might be hanging out in the feet. Great. We'll bring our toe massage, foot massage to a pause, bringing the soles of the feet back together. We'll grab onto the tops of the toes, drawing the lower belly in as we inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. From here, we'll begin to draw the chin down to the chest, stretching out the top of the shoulders, the neck, Pulling the shoulders down, using the core strength to lift and lengthen the spine, getting a little bit of traction on the tops of the shoulders. From here, we'll bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin back to center. Left ear towards left shoulder. Back to center. And then take a few of these half circles if that feels nice. We're just pausing in one spot that feels extra good today. Nice work. We'll pause the circles, lifting the spine up again, nice and tall, drawing in the lower abdominal muscles, pull the shoulder blades down the body. As we exhale, we'll hinge from the hips, bending the elbows, leaning the torso over the toes. Nice long spine here. Feel that length in the spine. And then on our exhale, slowly round. And then we'll slowly pause, drawing the lower belly in, walking ourselves back up, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae, coming up nice and slow. Slowly bringing the knees together. We'll walk the feet out a few inches and then heel to the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the hands back behind the hips, and we'll take a wide-legged windshield wiper, moving nice and slow. Helping integrate some of that wide angle pose, neutralizing the hips. Great work. I'll pause the windshield wiper, heel to the feet back to a neutral position. Feet are hips distance apart, or if you could imagine fitting your knuckles, two knuckles between the feet, we're lining up our feet so that they are parallel or in line with the hip points. Knees are also in line with those hip points. So we're not going for the outer edges of our hips, but those little bony spots there. We'll walk the hands back behind the hips. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. Draw the belly in. Lift and lengthen the spine. We're going to set up here for our boat pose today, our Navasana. So keeping that engagement through the core, gazing neutral. We'll take an inhale to prepare. And as we exhale, we'll lift one shin up towards the sky, feeling that engagement across the front of the thigh, the belly draws in, and then we'll lower that foot back down. On your next exhale, we'll lift the other shin up towards the sky, feeling that engagement on the front of the thigh as well as through the belly. Not losing that rise and lift of the chest and that engagement along the back of the body as well. Slowly lowering the other foot back down. Taking an inhale to prepare. As we exhale, we'll lift one shin up, followed by the other shin up. Feeling that engagement through the belly, that engagement through the fronts of the legs. You might find that when your balance is feeling stable on your sitting bones, you'll extend the hands out towards the toes. Nice work. From here, pull the shoulders back and down just a little bit more. Pull the belly in. Lift the spine up just a little bit taller. Feeling nice and tall in our boat. Great. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can bring the hands together in prayer pose, and we'll begin to row the boat, dropping the hands from one side to the other side. Not holding your breath, you're breathing nice and steady and slow as you paddle this boat across maybe a peaceful lake. Breathing steady and slow. Feeling free to come out of this boat whenever you like. We'll just paddle for another breath here. We'll come back to stillness. Bring the hands to the backs of the thighs. We'll plate the feet back down onto the ground. We'll take our seated cat-cow. On your inhale, rock up, look up. As you exhale, round down, gazing at the belly button. Inhaling, lift up, look up. Exhaling, round down, roll down. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round down, roll down. Our next inhale, find your neutral spine. Bring the hands back behind the hips again. Fingers point towards the hips or out towards the side. Find that broadness through the collarbones. Belly button draws in. Take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lift the shins up towards the sky. Keep that belly drawing in, that broadness through the chest. As you feel ready, extending the hands out towards the toes. Nice work. The second round here, we'll grab on behind the backs of the thighs and we'll practice lifting the toes up towards the sky, taking alternate feet, kicking the legs out straight, continuing to build that strength in the front of the thighs. And then if you would like to try lifting one leg and then both legs up towards the sky, nice work. Still holding on to the backs of the thighs, we'll lower the torso back just a little bit, creating more of a V shape. And then maybe from here, extending the hands out towards the toes. Nice work, everybody. Take a breath. As we exhale, slowly lower the bent knees, the feet back down towards the floor, grabbing on behind the thighs. We'll inhale, take that seated cat-cow, gazing up, giving a little back bend. Exhale, rounding down, gazing at the belly button. Inhaling, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, round down, roll down. Inhaling, lift up, look up. Exhale, round down, roll down. Inhaling back to neutral. We'll now roll over the legs and come into our tabletop position. So we'll stack our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. And we'll take a few moments here to take some breaths in our bear pose. So finding some freestyle movement here to wiggle through the hips, maybe through the shoulders. You might take those barrel rolls again, feeling into the sides and the back body. Stretching out any of those spots that maybe you've discovered in our warm-up sequence there. You might enjoy resting back into child's pose or taking a classic cat-cow. You might just shake your tail from side to side. Great work. And start to wind down your bear, coming into some stillness, and we'll recheck our setup. Shoulders underneath, shoulders over the wrists, knees are under the hips, belly draws in. Feeling the tailbone pull towards the back of the room instead of drawing down or pushing up towards the sky. We've got a nice even sacrum behind us. So because we're working into our hips today, we'll take hip circles from this tabletop position. So to start, we'll kick the left heel up towards the sky, keeping a nice bend in that left knee, like we're holding a box between our left heel and our glute. We'll aim not to, open up too much from this neutral position. Take a nice deep breath. Keep that core engaged below you. Push with your hands into the ground and feel the shoulder blades spread on the back of the body. Now with that left knee, open it out towards the left side of the room. And then we'll draw the knee up towards the left elbow. We'll draw the knee under the body, and then we'll kick the heel back up. That's one circle. We'll open the knee out towards the side, up towards the elbow, under the body, and kick the heel up. Out towards the side, elbow, under the body, and up. One more. out towards the side, elbow, under the body, and up. We'll switch directions now. Draw the knee into the chest, elbow, side, and up. Into the chest, elbow, side, and up. Into the chest, elbow, side, up. Last one, into the chest, elbow, side, up. Keeping the heel in this up position, we're gonna pulse the heel up 10 times. Little donkey kicks. Ready and kick up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll lower the knee down, rock the hips back over the heels, coming into child's pose. Extending the arms out nice and long here, getting a stretch through the lower back. Maybe taking some time to roll out the wrists, the fingers, maybe even manually massaging your wrists, bringing a little bit of warmth and movement into those ligaments and muscles. So those hip circles are really nice for building a range of motion. We're developing strength as well as mobility and flexibility. Taking it through that whole range of motion. We'll lift the gaze up towards the fingertips, rocking back into our tabletop. Maybe swaying the hips from side to side, just doing a little reset. Plant the palms down into the floor, drawing the lower belly in. We'll start to kick that right heel up towards the sky. Again, we'll draw the belly in. We'll push with the palms, feeling the shoulder blades spread on the back of the body. Nice work. Okay, starting to open up the right knee towards the right side of the room. We'll draw the knee up towards the right elbow, underneath the body, and then we'll kick the heel up towards the sky. Open it out towards the side, elbow, under the body, and then kick the heel up. Out towards the side, elbow, under the body, and up. Out towards the side, elbow, under the body, and kick the heel up. Switching directions, draw the knee into the chest, elbow, side, and up. Into the chest, elbow, side, up. Into the chest, elbow, side, up. Last one, into the chest, elbow, side, and up. Taking those 10 little donkey kicks again, kick that heel up 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee, rock back into child's pose. Taking a moment here to catch our breath, maybe wiggle the wrists around again, moving the fingers, maybe manually massaging the wrists. Great work. Now we'll take our hands, we'll walk them over to the left side of the mat. Breathing nice and full here. Walk the hands to center and then over to the right side of the mat. Keeping your breaths long and even, nice and full. Great work. Bring the hands back to center. We'll plant the palms, plant the forearms down into the floor, setting up for our forearm plank. Hands are parallel to each other. Elbows are parallel to each other, lined up with our kind of the inside of the shoulder. Planting down through the palms, lifting up onto the knees so that the shoulders come over the elbows. From here, we'll extend the legs out nice and long back behind us. Lowering the hips in line with the shoulders, maybe getting a nice stretch through the backs of the legs, as well as drawing the belly in, feeling that engagement in this forearm plank. Push into the forearms, feel the shoulder blades spread on the back of the body. Nice work. Our next exhale, we'll lift the hips up towards the sky, taking a dolphin pose. Taking any adjustments in the toes and the feet, helping pike those sitting bones up towards the sky. Gazing in between the arms. Next, exhale, lower the hips back in line with the shoulders. Forearm plank. Nice work. Keeping that core engaged. Next exhale, lift the hips again, dolphin pose. Using that core strength. We'll exhale, lower the hips in line with the shoulders. Nice work. Now we'll lower the hips all the way down to the floor, untucking the toes, finding our cobra pose. Pushing into the forearms, we'll inhale, lift the gaze up. Exhale, draw the chin down towards the chest. Bringing the gaze back to neutral. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders, lowering the chest back down towards the floor. We'll squeeze the elbows into the body, gazing at neutral. Keep the knees planted as we exhale. Push through the palms. Lift the chest and torso back up through a half push-up. We're going to rock back into our child's pose. Taking that nice breath here, nice and long and slow. We'll lift the gaze up towards the fingertips as we exhale, rock back into that tabletop. Tuck your toes back behind you, lifting the hips all the way up into our downward facing dog. From here, pedaling the feet left and right. Great. Finding some stillness there in the dog walk. We'll lift the heels up off the ground, bend the knees nice and deep, really push the sitting bones up towards the sky, lifting the gaze up towards the fingertips, and as you exhale, tipping to the feet up to the top of the mat. Finding our forward fold, feet are hips distance apart. Again, that 2 knuckles distance between the feet. And we'll take the weight out of the hands, grabbing opposite elbows here. Just take a gentle sway, maybe from side to side, helping release, relax, soften the lower back. Great work. Pausing our gentle rock, releasing opposite elbows. Increase the bend in your knees. So we exhale, slowly ragdoll ourselves all the way back up to standing. Rolling the shoulder blades back and down when you get there. Finding our Tadasana mountain pose. So we'll root down through the feet, feel the fronts and the backs of the feet equally supported, feeling equally weighted through the fronts and the backs. A nice little softness in the knees. So we aren't hyperextending and pushing the knees all the way back, but there's a little grace there. Feeling the thighs active and engaged, the glutes active and engaged, little tuck of the tailbone, feel the belly draw in and the spine lift and lengthen, shoulder blades back and down, fingertips reach towards the floor. So feeling this engagement through the body in a simple standing pose, our Tadasana mountain pose. We'll take a moment and close our eyes and feel the balance in the feet, that equal weighting through the feet. Nice work. Blink the eyes back open. On your inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. As you exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, coming all the way back down into our forward fold. Moving with our breath, place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway, lengthening the spine, gazing forward. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands at the top of the mat. Pushing into the hands, extend the legs out nice and long, coming into our plank pose. As you exhale, either bending the knees or keeping the knees straight, we'll bend the elbows and lower the chest all the way back down to the floor for our Chaturanga Dandasana. As you inhale, push into the hands, lift the chest up, lift the gaze up, our low cobra pose. We're pushing more into the hands, lifting the hips up off the ground, taking a upward facing dog. As you exhale, lowering your chest back down towards the floor, taking an inhale here, exhaling, either keeping the knees planted down into the ground or lifting the knees. We'll exhale, rocking ourselves, pushing ourselves back up into either tabletop or high plank, and then exhale, lift the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Breathing steady and slow. We'll lift the gaze up towards the fingertips, and as we exhale, walk the feet up to the top of the mat, finding that forward fold. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway, extending the spine, lengthening out. Exhale, re-forward fold. Well, inhale, rise all the way back up, lifting the arms up overhead, lifting the gaze up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Feeling that equally rooted feeling in both feet. We'll ground down through the right foot first. Squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right glute, draw the belly in. As we exhale, we'll lift the left knee up like we're stepping up onto a box. Nice work. With our exhale, extend the left leg back behind us, planting just the toes down about 3 feet, about 3 feet back behind us. Keeping the hips in line with the front of the mat. We'll pull that right hip back just a little bit as we push the left hip forward just a little bit. So a little adjustment there. Keeping that back heel lifted up off the ground. We might heel toe the right knee, right foot out towards the right just a little bit more. So we got a little bit more broadness through our stance. From here, we'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, spreading the shoulder blades nice and broad on the back of the body. And we'll exhale, bend nice and deep into that right knee, finding our crescent lunge. Pushing the hips forward just a little bit more, getting a nice stretch on the front of that left thigh. Nice work. Take a nice deep breath here. Our next exhale, we'll extend both arms forward, like we're handing somebody a package. And we'll slowly lower the right hand down to the floor to 6 o'clock. And we'll extend the right arm back behind us, opening up into a twisted crescent lunge. Nice work. I'll slowly bring that right hand back down to 6 o'clock. Lifting the hands back, kneading up with that package, lifting both arms back up overhead again. Taking an inhale here. And as we exhale, bring the hands to heart center, straighten the right knee. Nice work. Slowly lower the back heel down, pointing the left toes towards the upper left corner of the mat. Nice work. On an inhale, lifting and lengthening the spine, growing nice and tall here. And as we exhale, we'll hinge forward from the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. We've got our Parsvottanasana here. You can keep the hands at heart center, lower them down towards the thigh, the shin, or reach the hands down towards the floor. We don't want to, lose some of the integrity here in the legs just by wanting to reach the hands down toward the floor. So finding that length and engagement through the legs. And if having the hands on the thigh or the shin is helpful here, feel free to take that pose. Lengthening the spine, and then we'll exhale, slowly round down over the leg. Nice work. As you exhale, use the core strength, slowly round yourself back up to standing, bringing the hands to heart center. Gazing at the top of the mat, take a nice little bend in that right knee. As we exhale, we'll bring that left foot back up like we're stepping up onto a box. And then we'll plant the left foot back down at the top of the mat, finding our Tadasana mountain pose. On your inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, coming all the way back down to the floor. Moving with your breath, we'll inhale, place the hands on the shins, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands at the top of the mat. We'll slowly extend the legs to the back, finding our plank pose again. Now, as we exhale, the options again are full or half chaturanga. So keeping the knees lifted or planting the knees down, bending the elbows, lowering the chest all the way down towards the floor. Untucking the toes. Options again here on the inhale, either taking our low cobra, keeping the hips planted down into the ground, or pushing more into the hands, lifting the hips up towards, or lifting, oh my gosh, keeping the hips grounded down towards the floor as you lift the chest up. Our next exhale, pushing the hips up and back, taking our downward facing dog. Taking a few slow, steady breaths here. We'll bring the gaze back towards the hands. As we exhale, walk the feet back up to the top of the mat. Finding that forward fold. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way back up, lifting the arms up overhead, gazing up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Nice work. Taking that flow on the other side. Ground down through the left foot. Feel that foot active and engaged, left thigh, left glute. On your inhale, lift the right knee up like you're stepping up onto a box on that right side. On your exhale, extend the left leg back behind you. Right leg back behind you, just planting the toes, 3 feet back there. So again, we'll pull that right hip forward just a little bit as we pull the left hip back, squaring the hips with the front of the mat. Keeping that back heel lifted. Drawing the tailbone down, pull the belly in. Take a nice deep bend in that left knee. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, finding our crescent lunge. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. Breathing here, steady and slow, getting that nice stretch on the front of the right thigh. Breathing, maybe revisiting your intention, your dedication. Then we'll extend the hands forward again, like we're handing off that package. And we'll lower the left hand all the way down towards floor, towards the 6 o'clock. And then I'll extend the left arm back behind us, turning this into a twisted crescent lunge. Nice work. Keep breathing. And then we'll drop that left hand back down towards the floor, extending the left arm back up, reaching both arms back up towards the sky. Crescent lunge. On your exhale, straighten the front knee, bring the hands through heart center. Nice work. Lower the back heel down so that the right toes point towards the right front corner of the mat. On your inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, growing a little taller. As we exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, taking this into our Parsvottanasana. Pyramid pose. Extending the spine out nice and long, keeping our core engaged and our spine long. You might bring the hands to the thighs or the shins, or maybe reach down towards the floor, keeping that nice length here for one more inhale, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, slowly softening and releasing the torso over the leg. Nice work. On your exhale, slowly rising yourself back up, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Bring the hands back to heart center. Getting a nice gentle bend in the left knee. Bring the gaze to the top of the mat. As you exhale, lift that right knee back up like we're stepping up onto a box. And we'll slowly plant the foot back down onto the floor, finding our Tadasana mountain pose. Next, inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, coming all the way back down. Place the hands on the shins, inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands at the top of the mat, extend the legs out back behind you, plank pose. And then exhale, making your way down onto the floor, either through high plank or half chaturanga or full chaturanga, lowering all the way down. Inhale, taking that upward facing dog or low cobra. As we exhale, finding our way into downward facing dog. Taking a few nice slow breaths here. Pushing the tailbone up towards the sky. On your next exhale, we'll lower the knees down towards the floor, coming back into our tabletop. Great work. So from here, pushing into the hands, feel the shoulder blades spread on the sides of the back, keeping a little softness in the knees. We'll start by lifting the right heel up towards the sky, keeping that box shape between the heel and the booty. We'll draw that left knee into the chest. We'll take a few pumps of the knee into the chest. Bringing the knee into the chest on the exhale, squeezing it out. Inhale, kicking the heel back up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee back into the chest. Inhale, lifting the heel back up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, keeping it there. We'll draw the right foot up in between the hands. So maybe taking a few moments to walk the foot up in between the hands, but building that kind of muscle memory of drawing the knee into the chest and then planting the foot down in between the hands. So we're finding our low lunge here. With the foot planted, we'll begin to walk the hands up to that right knee. We'll push the hips forward just a little bit more, keeping that tailbone drawing down towards the floor. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Breathing here, nice and slow. Feeling that stretch along the front of the left thigh, maybe pushing the hips forward a little bit more. Nice work. As we exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. We're going to take this into our half Hanumanasana, our Ardha Hanumanasana, or our half splits. Starting to straighten again that right leg, lifting the right toes up. We'll hinge forward from the hips and we'll bring the hands down to either side of that right foot. On our inhale, we'll lift and lengthen the spine, going a little longer in the back body. As we exhale, slowly lowering the torso down over that right leg. Breathing here, steady and slow. Noticing what sensations you are experiencing in this pose. And we'll lift the gaze back up to the top of the mat, walking the hands forward, bending that right knee, planting the foot back down towards the floor. So we're going to stay low here this time. Walk the right foot out towards the right side of the mat, coming to the outer edge, or to the edge of that right side of the mat. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. We're going to start to slowly lower ourselves down into lizard pose. So you might find that this is enough of a stretch here for you today. To get into lizard pose, we'll bend the right knee a little bit more, extending the left leg back behind you just a little bit, dropping the hips down towards the floor. And you can stay here, getting that stretch through the front of the left thigh, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can come on to your forearms. So that right knee is opened out towards the side, a little, the knee is stacked over the ankle, foot is planted, hips sink down towards the floor. Breathing here, steady and slow. Another breath here. And then we'll start to walk ourselves out of the pose, bringing the hands back to the inside of that right foot, re-pushing the hips back up, walking the right foot back into the center of the mat. And then we'll bring the right knee back down into our tabletop. Take a moment to wiggle the hips from side to side. And then we'll re-find our tabletop position. Push through the palms, feel the shoulder blades again, spread on the back of the body, draw the lower belly in, and we'll kick that left heel up towards the sky. On your exhale, draw the knee into the chest, rounding the back as you pump the knee in towards the chest, getting that little squeeze. Inhaling, lifting the left heel back up towards the sky, and we'll draw the knee. Exhaling, draw the knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the heel back up towards the sky. Third time, draw the knee into the chest. Keep it there. And we'll bring the left foot to the top of the mat. Walking that foot forward, getting ourselves set up for our low lunge. When the foot's up at the top of the mat in between the hands, we'll begin to walk the hands up to that left knee. We'll push the hips forward just a little bit, tucking the tailbone down towards the floor, drawing the belly in. So you inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Maybe pushing the hips forward just a little bit more, getting that stretch in the front of the right thigh. Drawing the shoulder blades down towards the outer edges of the mat. Keep breathing here, steady and slow. Nice work. We'll bring the hands down through heart center and take our half splits. Straightening the left knee, pointing the left toes up towards the sky. Begin to lift and lengthen the spine as we exhale, hinge forward from the hips. So be nice and slow here, reaching the hands down towards the floor. The inhale, push through the hands, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, slowly round down over the left leg. Breathing steady and slow. Nice work. We'll lift the gaze back up towards those left toes, rebending the left knee. We'll walk the hands now to the inside of the left foot. Walking that left foot out towards the outer edge of the mat. Coming into our lizard pose. So we'll start to bend deeply into that left knee and extend the right leg back behind us, lowering the hips down towards the floor. Feeling that stretch in the front of the right thigh, that openness through the hips. So deciding if you would like to stay here with the palms rested down on the floor or coming down onto your forearms, lowering down a little lower. We'll continue to find that push in the forearms to, keep ourselves from sinking down into the shoulders. This is just encouraging more strength in the upper body and help protect our shoulder joints. Keep breathing steady and slow here. Nice work. Getting to walk ourselves back up and out of lizard pose, rebending that back knee, heel toeing the left foot back to center. And then we'll draw the left knee back into our tabletop. Take a moment here to sway the hips from side to side. And then we'll find some stillness. Getting ourselves back into tabletop. Draw the belly in as you exhale, bend the elbows, lower the chest back down towards the floor, our Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, pushing through the hands, gazing up, either low cobra or upward facing dog. On our exhale, we'll plant the knees and just rock back into child's pose, bringing the heels over the hips. Great work. We'll walk the hands back to the knees, keeping the elbows squeezing in towards the body. As we exhale, rise ourselves up into our Virasana warrior pose. So our hands come onto the thighs, lifting and lengthening the spine nice and tall, shoulder blades pull down the back. Take a nice deep breath here in this seated position. And then we'll exhale, roll over the legs, coming into our seated Dandasana staff pose. We'll extend the legs out nice and long here, flexing the toes up towards the sky. Pull the shoulders again, back and down. Draw the belly button in, feel nice and tall here. As we exhale, soften that a little bit. We'll bend the right knee and we'll pull the right heel in towards the sitting bone. We'll grab onto that right knee, taking this into our twist. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening the spine, growing nice and tall. And as we exhale, we'll twist over to the right, wrapping the left elbow around the right knee. Right hand comes back behind the body and plants down behind the hips. The inhale will help us grow a little taller. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. So you might be playing with some half binds here, bringing the right hand back behind the hip, reaching towards those left hip bones. Next, exhale, slowly unwind, untwist, passing back through center, grabbing onto that right knee. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, twist over to the left, wrapping the right elbow around the right knee. Left hand comes back behind the body, planting the hand down by the hips. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Again, some half binds. You might reach that left hand back behind the body towards the right hip. Full bind, we'll bring the elbow to the inside of that right knee. Extend the hand out towards the left toes, swivel the thumb down towards the floor, bend the elbow, and reach the fingertips towards each other. All just options. Well, exhale, slowly unwind, untwist. Passing back through center, we'll grab onto that right knee again. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen. As we exhale, open that right knee out towards the right side of the room. Plugging the sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Bring the hands down by the hips. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, pivot the collarbones over the left leg. And as we exhale, we'll walk the hands along that left leg, growing nice and long in the spine. Keeping that spine nice and straight until we can hinge no more. And then we'll exhale, slowly round down over the leg. Breathing here into the back body. You might enjoy walking the hands to the outside of the left leg. Nice work. Bringing the hands back over either side of that left leg. Draw the belly button in. Slowly roll yourself back up to seated. Shoulder blades come back and down. Help that right knee up. And then kick the right leg out. Give the legs a little jiggle. And then we'll pause. We'll bend the left knee this time, pulling the left heel in towards the left sitting bones. Grab onto that left knee. We'll inhale. Lift and lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, we'll twist over to the left, wrapping that right elbow around the left knee. Left hand comes back behind the body. Hand pushes down into the floor, helping the spine grow a little taller. The exhale helps twist a little deeper. You might even take a half bind, dropping that left hand back behind us. Breathing here, steady and slow. Our next exhale, slowly untwist, unwind, passing back through center, lifting and lengthening the spine. And exhale, twisting over to the right, extending the right hand back behind the hips. Growing a little taller on the inhale. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. So again, that half bind, bringing the right hand back behind the hips. Full bind, bringing the elbow to the inside of the left knee, extending the hands towards those toes, swivel the thumb down towards the floor, bend the elbow, reach the left hand back behind the knee, maybe interlacing the fingers. Next, exhale, slowly unwind. Passing back through center, grab onto that knee one more time. Lift and lengthen. And we'll exhale, open the left knee out towards the left side of the mat. Plug the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. Plant the hands down by the hips. On your inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, swivel the collarbones to shine over that left leg. We'll walk the hands along the right leg. Keep the spine nice and long. Using the inhale to get a little longer, maybe a little mini back bend. And then we'll exhale, soften and release down over that right leg. You might enjoy walking both hands to the outside of that right leg. Great work. Walk the hands back alongside that right leg. Draw the lower abdominal muscle in. Slowly round yourself back up to seated. We'll extend the left leg out. Give the legs a little shakeroo. Nice work. I'll plant the hands down by the hips, bend the knees, and then we'll slowly make our way onto our back. We'll begin to draw the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a nice big hug here in our Apanasana. Maybe grabbing opposite wrists or opposite forearms. You might enjoy some stillness here. You might enjoy a gentle rock from side to side. We'll pause the rocking, bringing the knees back over the center of the chest. Open the arms out, either into cactus arms or airplane wings. And we'll slowly begin to lower the knees over to the right side of the mat, coming into a gentle twist. Lowering the knees down. They don't have to stay in towards the chest anymore. The knees don't have to stay stacked. Just finding a nice little organic twist here. Aiming to keep the shoulders grounded down into the floor to get more of a twist in the center, the middle, and lower back. In the hips, a nice stretch there. And we'll draw the belly in, use that core strength, draw the knees back into the center of the chest, and then we'll lower them down to the left side of the mat. Again, without any goal other than just a nice twist here. So knees can fall where they fall. You might enjoy bringing the gaze over the right shoulder, right elbow this time. Little twist through the upper neck. Great work. Bring the gaze back to neutral. Draw the belly in. As you exhale, draw the knees back into the center of the chest. Bringing the hands back around the knees for one little extra tug, a little extra hug of the knees in towards the chest. And then we'll slowly release the legs, extending them one at a time down the floor, coming to rest in our final Shavasana resting pose. Extending the legs out nice and long. Allow the toes to fall out towards the outer edges of the mat. Hands are down by the hips, palms face the sky, shoulder blades tucked gently underneath the body. And the eyes close. Continue to breathe in and out of the nose, but allow the breath to become more natural. Instead of those long yogic breaths, you can find a natural rate of breath. Without any thinking, you can just allow the body to take back over. And we'll enjoy a few moments here, allowing ourselves complete relaxation. Softening the muscles between the eyebrows. Softening the muscles of the jaw. Softening the muscles in the shoulder, the back, the belly. Releasing any engagement in the hips, the glutes, the legs. Stretching the feet and then soften the feet, relaxing completely. Begin to bring a little bit of movement back into the fingers and the toes. Taking some deeper breaths here. Maybe finding some stretch in the arms and in the legs. And then without any real rush or without any urgency, we'll begin to make our way over onto our side body, resting in a fetal position. We'll start to gently help ourselves up into a comfortable seated position. You can keep the eyes closed or the gaze softly lowered. On your inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Thank you all so much for your practice today, for your time, for your dedications, for your curiosity. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Namaste.